And let's see if you can get a perfect score. Let's begin.
Part 1. Why do we need legal bases? Before discussing the laws, let's answer an important question. Why do we even need legal bases for special education? Imagine if there were no laws protecting learners with disabilities. Schools could refuse admission. Support services might not exist. Some children could be denied their right to education. That's why laws exist. They protect the rights of learners with disabilities. They guide schools. They assign responsibilities to teachers and the government. And most importantly, they make sure that every learner has the opportunity to receive quality education. Keep that in mind because it will help you understand all the laws we'll discuss today. Part 2. The 1987 Philippine Constitution. Let's begin with the highest law of the land, the 1987 Philippine Constitution. This is the primary legal basis of special education. Specifically, Article 14, Section 1, says that the state shall protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality education at all levels and make education accessible to everyone. Notice the word everyone. That includes learners with disabilities. Now, here's another important provision. Article 14, Section 2. It requires the government to establish and maintain a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education. This constitutional provision became the foundation of inclusive education in the Philippines.
Part 3. Republic Act, number 1150. Now let's move to one of the newest and most important laws, Republic Act, number 1150, also known as the Inclusive Education Act. This law was enacted in 2022. Its goal is simple. Learners with disabilities should learn alongside their peers whenever appropriate while receiving the support they need. This law also requires the government to establish inclusive learning resource centers in cities and municipalities. These centers provide assessment intervention teacher training, assistive technology, instructional materials, family support. Notice that the law doesn't only focus on students, it also supports teachers and families. Another important point, the law emphasizes early identification, early intervention, and collaboration among schools, families, and communities. Those three ideas are very important. Part 4, Republic Act number 7277. Next is the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, Republic Act number 7277, enacted in 1992. This law recognizes the rights of persons with disabilities to education, employment, healthcare, rehabilitation, participation in society. In education, schools must provide equal educational opportunities. The law also prohibits discrimination, and it encourages schools to provide reasonable accommodations. Another interesting part, it supports vocational education, technical education, scholarships, and skills development. Don't forget those. Part 5, Republic Act, number 9533. Republic Act, number 9533. This is the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. You probably know it as the law that established the K-12 program. But did you know it also supports inclusive education? The law recognizes that learners have different abilities. Therefore, schools should use flexible teaching methods, differentiated instruction, inclusive educational practices. The curriculum should be responsive to all learners, including those with disabilities. Part 6, Republic Act, number 9442 RA 9442, amended certain provisions of the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. Many people remember this law because it grants discounts and privileges to persons with disabilities. But that's not all. It also strengthens educational accessibility. Schools are encouraged to remove barriers that prevent learners with disabilities from participating fully in school. Part 7, Republic Act, number 7610. Republic Act, number 7610. This is the Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. It protects all Filipino children, including children with disabilities. Schools should provide safe, child-friendly, and supportive learning environments. Learners should be protected against bullying, violence, neglect, and discrimination. Part 8, Department of Education policies. Aside from laws, DepEd also issues policies. One of the most important is DepEd Order No. 72, Series of 2009. This institutionalized inclusive education. It encourages schools to integrate learners with disabilities into regular classrooms whenever appropriate. But remember, support services should still be provided. DepEd also strengthens SPED centers, teacher training assessment services, curriculum adaptation, parent and community collaboration. Part 9. International Legal Bases. The Philippines is also guided by international commitments. First, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, or UNCRPD. The Philippines ratified this treaty. Article 24 requires governments to establish inclusive educational systems. It also says that persons with disabilities should not be excluded from general education simply because of disability. Next, Sustainable Development, Goal Number 4. Also called Quality Education. Its goal is ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Although SDG 4 isn't a law, it strongly influences Philippine educational reforms. Part 10. Why are these laws important? Let's summarize. These legal bases ensure equal educational opportunities, accessible schools, reasonable accommodations, qualified teachers, assistive technology, inclusive classrooms, protection against discrimination, family participation, community collaboration. Without these laws, many learners with disabilities would struggle to access quality education. Conclusion. Today, we've learned that special education in the Philippines is supported by the Constitution, Republic Acts, DepEd policies, and international agreements. Together, they protect the rights, dignity, and educational opportunities of every Filipino learner. Now, it's time to see how much you actually remembered. Let's begin the quiz.